Sometimes we find ourselves often getting jaded in life into a place where we're not trusting ourselves. And so we look at that and we say, man, that's something I want in my life. You know, I'm reminded of a place back in Ohio. You know, I'm from Ohio originally, and there was a park there. It was this really cool park. It was actually one of my favorite parks. It was this park right here. And it was called Hinckley Park. Hinckley Park. And I loved Hinckley Park so much because of these rocks right here. And there were no park rangers. There's no fences. There's no gates. There's no cameras. But you just go out there and go crazy, right? I mean, you're climbing rocks. You're like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2. You're like dangling from your fingers, climbing up. I love that. Well, there was a guy, and he took his 6-year-old son to Hinckley Park, and he was having a great time. It was fall time in Ohio, so it was beautiful. Like all the leaves were changing colors. They were down. They were just running around. And there was this moment where Dad actually found a cave. And so he goes back in this cave, and the 6-year-old's following him like everything's great, but the dad gets taken up in the moment, like many dads have done. And then he reaches his time where he turns around looking for his 6-year-old. 6-year-old's gone. So he's like, my wife is going to kill me. She told me not to lose the 6-year-old. I knew this was going to happen. And so he runs out and he's looking for a 6-year-old. He begins screaming his name, you know. He's looking all over and he can't find him anywhere until he hears his son's voice. And his little son's voice sounds like this. Dad! So he turns towards the voice. And he sees that his 6-year-old son has leapt off the top of one of these rocks and was now heading right towards him, screaming his name. So now he's down there like trying to figure out how to get underneath him. And luckily he does. Boom! The kid hits him in his chest. They fall on the ground. And the kid has this huge smile on his face. Dad does not have the same smile on his face. He looks at him and says, what were you thinking? Can you give me one good reason why you would do that? And he just smiled to the 6-year-old boy and said, yeah, because you're my dad. And he jumped up and he ran away. You see, for that 6-year-old, as long as his dad was there, he wasn't going to get hurt. As long as his dad was there, everything was going to be fine. And he had this incredible amount of trust in his father, that he could do anything and his dad would take care of it. I wonder about our lives. I wonder about our relationship with God. I wonder if we look at our Father in heaven in that same way. You know, because I believe that God will call us to those moments to get to the edge, right? To get to the edge, and God is calling you there, and He's calling you to something bigger than you. It's something you don't know how to do, you don't have the strength to do, you don't have the finance, you have no knowledge how you can ever make this happen, and you're sitting there, and your knees are knocking, and you're scared, and God's there like, come on, son, come on, daughter, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. But we find ourselves in a place where we say, I don't know if I can do it. And we realize that the problem is not the thing that we're called to do. The problem is the trust that we have or don't have in our Father. See, because when we have an incredible amount of trust, then we are able to take that leap. We are able to jump out after Him. We are able to do what He is calling us to do on this earth. And it breaks my heart so often when I see people that God is calling them to something bigger and greater than them, but fear is keeping them on the edge of that cliff, not jumping off to do all that God calls them